was where it was needed to be. Boom. To me, the way the fights kind of played out, it kind of like, I feel like it was like a little bit unprofessional, a little rushed. I feel like you ever just had a big idea in your head and it sounded so cool, but then when you try to put it out, when you try to actually execute it and put it on paper, it seemed a little unprofessional because it's never been done before. Well, that's kind of, this is one of those things that has never been done before. But maybe it's been done. No, never. It hasn't, because, this was why it was history, because it's why it was so important, because it was huge. Maybe like years and years ago when it wasn't Times Square, but I'm saying in our modern day, in the past 5-6 generations of boxing with the Alis and the Tysons, never been done. And even when I tell people about it that's in New York City, they couldn't believe that it happened. So that means that this fight, it wasn't broadcasted enough. More people from outer states knew that there was a fight in the city, which is like, yo, how? This is insane. More people should have known about this fight. This should have been huge. It should have been big news. The whole city, 42nd Time Street, should have basically been shut down. Period. It should have been shut down. But, whatever, like that, whatever the case is. All right. Well, let's get into the fights. Tio versus Barboza. When I say I predicted that to a T, I predicted that to a T. Tio by decision. At first, I thought by Tio's energy that he was going to go for the knockout, but then I remember, I'm like, yo, Barboza got a chin. And Tio don't got a one-punch knockout. He know how to catch you with flash, or, it'll hurt you with flash. He don't got a one-punch knockout. He doesn't. He just does not. He don't got the one-punch knockout. And Barboza has a good chin. So I knew, and Tio could box. You see the two guys, these are two styles. One could box, the other one, and he makes it look exciting with all the flashy, head movement, the showboating, and the other one could come forward. So it makes for a good style to watch. Cool, whatever. Barboza, it wasn't really much he could do. I know there's people that got mad at him. They're like, oh, why didn't he press action? He tried. Every time, y'all don't know how it feels to get countered with 8-ounce gloves. Period. Yo, when you rushing a dude, whether he's the biggest, the strongest dude, he tagged you, it takes the whole, it sends a system to your brain, like, oh, like, if I touch this, it's gonna be hot. So every time you could tell, like that, I'm gonna bring up this same point again. This is why I'm upset that they're not addressing the fact that there's a lot of biased commentary, and it's even from fighters too. It's like, yo, this is ridiculous. This is another fighter. How is other fighters disrespecting other fighters? We should just be like, we're thankful these guys came out safe. They put their lives on the line, regardless of however the performance went. We can't dictate whether we're the audience or not. We can't dictate how the fight is going to be because we want action and blood. That's on us. It's on us. This is also boxing too. So if every fight is not going to play out how we want it, you know what I'm saying? So again, Tio, this was supposed to be a knockout event. It was supposed to be knockouts all the way up. Besides Devin and Ramirez. And Ramirez could have gotten knocked out. He had a bad body. He struggled to make weight. If this would have been Devin prior to the layoff and the Ryan, he would have got Ramirez out of here. Or he would have at least dropped him. Boom. All right, let's get okay. So Tio, whatever. I made a bet. Tio by decision. I ran with that. Tio to take a 12. I ran with it. I made the bag on that one. Now here comes Devin and Ramirez. I don't want to hear. This is why I don't want to hear about Devin's performance, because this is the same thing I brought up with Ryan Garcia. I said, yo, these guys have both been out for a year. They've been suspended. They basically, whether you're training or not, bro. This is an insider thing in boxing. Whether you're training or not, and you're off for a layoff from whether your sport, specifically boxing, it's something that starts to happen to your face structure muscles. The muscles that you were getting tagged with repeatedly with punching and punches, they start to soften up. You start to eat all that food. It's like my face right now. When I show you pictures of my boxing chin, it was all sharp. Now it's all soft. Like right now, this chin is soft compared to the boxing chin before. That chin back then could take a punch from a heavyweight. This chin right now might get staggered because I haven't fought. And then imagine in 8 ounces gloves or a bare fist. Like, so that's my point exactly. These guys took a layoff from being professionals. Professionals where they were in the ring at the highest level. So you're telling me, just because I competed at the highest level, that means that if I take a year layoff, I'm not Floyd Mayweather. I haven't been fighting for 30 plus years. Like Devin was really fighting. His career was maybe like a 10 year run. That's it. Maybe 10 years max. Maybe 10 years. Floyd was fighting literally from Floyd's longest layoff. I remember when he went to jail. The 90 days or whatever, he went to jail and then came back and fought Marquez. Bro, but he was an old man, one. He was in his 30s when he did that. He was already Floyd. He didn't need anything extra. He had all the basics. Everything was set. You see, like he wasn't coming back as a 26-year-old who took a layoff from a fight where you fought someone with PEDs. Like, are we understanding this? Devin fought a guy who had PEDs in his system. Performance and aspirin was quote unquote supposed to make your muscles big. You're supposed to make you gain muscle and lose burn fat at the same time. Okay, cool. Well, he's on a steroid. He fights a guy. He makes him fight him. He comes in 3 pounds heavier. He doesn't care about the weight. He doesn't care about nothing because he knew, he was confident that the PEDs was, it was going to give him that extra oomph to go and get him. He still couldn't knock Devin out. That's another thing we need to remember. He still couldn't knock him out. He had him on the floor. Damn, man, come on. We got to respect that. Devin was literally out on his knees. If that was anybody else, they would have stopped that fight. That fight would have never went 12. It would have never been a decision. He would have been a knockout right there. When he got closed, whatever, they would have stopped it. He still comes back, takes it 12. Now in this fight, why would anyone expect him to not do what he did in that fight? Why wouldn't people not expect him to move, work his jab? He was gonna obviously be very jumpy, and he wasn't gonna be as calm because this is not the Devin that that fought 2 years ago. This is a newer person who's moving up in weight. So I'm gonna move up in the weight. Y'all expect me to move up in weight, be a bully after coming off from a year layoff, and my chin was just tested by someone that's damn near was hitting me with damn near a PED brick shot? Like, what is going through the mind? And I'm talking, I'm hearing this from professionals, commentators, and no one has stopped us and talked about the simple fact that, this dude could still be recovering. So now everyone is hitting Devin with these giant gloves, right? And then they're like, oh, this is going to be Then now the Ryan fight comes out. Everyone's like, oh, Ryan's going to knock Rollie out. Even me. I even said Rollie, I remember on camera, I said Rollie Romero should get knocked out. And he should retire because he looked punch drunk. I said that. Man. Then I started looking at the build-up. This is before the prediction of the fight happened. I started looking at the build-up for the fight. Started paying attention to 2 things. Bill Henry said, Ryan got titties under there. I'm like, oh, he's struggling to make weight. He's struggling to make weight even at his newer weight that they added so that he could be comfortable. 1, that's a problem. 2, he's coming off on the same layoff that Devin had. But you see the difference between those 2? 1 probably keeps himself a lot. Devin was in way more shape. For him to move around the ring and do what he did, we're talking about all the whatever. For him to do what he did, moved at that speed and still boxed, was still dodging and still made it look good and convincing that he won the fight. Boom. Now Ryan fighting. He can't get his jab going. He damn near looks like an amateur. Looks like he's literally an amateur fighting a professional. That's what that looked like. He gets outboxed by Rollie Romero, who is not even a boxer or a counterpuncher. He's getting outboxed, and he even got counterpunched. It's ironic that the punch that dropped him was the same punch that hurt him in sparring, in the sparring video between him and Rollie. It's ironic. It's almost like, yo, it was literally like the same thing. He tried to hook, Rollie hit him with a hook, and then doubled up the hook and hurt him. And then I said the same thing. I said, when I saw that hook and when he caught him in the sparring, I said, yo, if these were 8 ounces, he would have dropped him. I didn't even like Rollie back then. But if those were 8s, he would have dropped them. He would have dropped them. And then, here goes the fight. Ryan, he comes out. I'm watching the buildup of, I'm looking at the wing. I'm seeing that Ryan cannot intimidate this dude. He's trying to get in his head. He's literally looking at him. At first, I thought it was a facade for Rollie. But I'm like, nah, Rollie looked confident. Reason why, when I made the video and said Ryan by decision, I didn't think they were going to give Rollie the decision. Period. Who would have thought that they would have given him the decision? I'm thinking Rollie is not the bigger name. Ryan is the bigger name. They want the Devin Haney rematch with Romero, with Devin Haney rematch, so to make it more of an interesting fight. There's no way if it goes to 12, he has to win. That's what I'm thinking. But then I'm also starting to realize that with the Riyadh season, sometimes they can make a mistake, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes they can make a mistake with the Bivol Usyk thing. And other times, I mean the Bivol and Beterbiev thing. But other times when it's so public and everyone's watching, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, okay, all right, let's just give him the decision just for politics. And think like the boards, I bet, you know what's crazy, and this is what I'm gonna say, I bet, literally I did a live bet, middle of the fight, Rollie knockout, right? Because after the first round, I thought he was gonna get a knockout. But then as I'm watching him, I bet on all the options. But then I bet Rollie decision when it was plus 500 in the middle of the fight. Because I just had a feeling, I'm like, yo, if they don't give Ryan a decision, it's going 12. If Ryan don't get the decision, Rollie's gonna get the decision. Someone's gonna get the decision. And that knockdown and him bullying him is almost like, it's hard for them to deny it. And then when you start to see the copy bounce, and then the copy box numbers, and then the commentators started saying, yo, Rollie's, he's doing it. It was like, all right, so it's more likely that they were gonna give it. And then even in the end, they try to say like, oh, the numbers. Like, I did not see Ryan landing 200 and something punches. I didn't see him landing even 100 punches. So it's like, I don't even know where these numbers even came from. They seem a little fabricated to me, just to like, I didn't see Ryan landing that much punches unless they were counting the ones that landed on the glove. But whatever. Besides the fact, I didn't see, and also what I didn't see was people addressing how bad of performance that Ryan put on. All I saw was, he could have did this. He did this. No, his performance was bad. He had a bad layoff. His shit was just as bad as Haney. The only reason that y'all only saying that his performance wasn't as bad is that he got back up after a knockdown. He got back up after that knockdown and did nothing. He didn't try. He said the same things. So what's the difference? Like, that's what I'm trying to understand. Is it just the fact that we just don't like Haney, and we just want to we don't like Bill Haney, we don't like Haney, and we just want to just keep, saying bad things about these guys? Or is it just like we just like Ryan and we just want to hate on Haney because, they got beef? Or is it like, what is it? Because it just seems that everyone's talking about Devin's criticizing it to the T. And no one's really looking at Ryan's performance like, yo, that performance was even worse. Yeah, I don't care how many punches he threw. It was even worse because of all the shit he was talking. All that shit. Just it was just so much. It was just like, bro, you came out here after a year off and did that. You could have kept that shit. And I knew Devin was going to do that. At first, when I saw him boxing, I saw him preparing with the other guys, and he was practicing his 1-2. Like, okay, all right, he's going to be working that 1-2. But then I started seeing him trim down on the weight, and he started moving his feet. He started getting real light. I'm like, damn, okay, he's going to be moving. He looked light. He looked like literally like a feather. He looked lighter. He looked better than his feet work. I've never seen his feet work look that good. Can we talk about the good things that this man did? I've never seen his feet work look that good. He outboxed the shit out of Ramirez. Ramirez looked like he was literally in the... I didn't want to say he should have did this. He couldn't. He was literally under the lights. He couldn't do nothing. He tried. And when he tried, we didn't see the little counter punches. The little pop, 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 pop. Move it, pop, 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 pop. That style that I saw in that ring was the style I saw when I saw Devin sparring and working in Gleason's. That's the old Devin before he started gaining confidence and dropping his hands and doing all that looping shots and all that bullshit, trying to get the knockouts and trying to make the fights look more interesting. Nah, bro. He could literally fight just like that and win fights, make him boring for the rest of his life. But that's why I keep addressing and saying, like, Floyd would not survive in our era of boxing, because this era of boxing is ruthless. We want knockouts. We don't want to see shit going 12. They want to see knockouts. And even if it go 12, and even if they going toe to toe, blow for blow, we still don't want to see. We just want to see a knockout. Like, it's just, this is a savage crowd. This is almost like a Roman Coliseum kind of crowd of people that are just like, you know. And even with in freaking Canelo and Skull, how could people have called that and said that he was gonna get a knockout, bro? How? He's moving up. The dude he's fighting already can box. He already can box. He's already known for boxing. Y'all really think he's going to stand there with one of the best body punchers in the world when he's already taller than Canelo and stand there and trade with him? Y'all bugging, bro. Yeah, but and Canelo, you crazy for even telling that dude, oh yeah, you should have fought me. Nigga, I'm not fighting you. Look at what you throwing at me. I don't care what you are, bro. You're a solid 165, 8, 5, 9 motherfucking beast coming forward. I'm not standing and trading with you. I'm not. I don't care what you say, bro. I don't care what he says. I don't care what Canelo's telling this man. Oh, you should have traded with me. You should have stood there. I don't like fights like that. Man, fuck you. Bro, what is he talking about? Canelo. What is Canelo talking about? And I'm glad I put the bag on Canelo decision and for the shit to go 12. Sergio Moro even said it. I knew he wasn't gonna knock this dude out, but I ain't gonna lie though. I wanted to talk about Canelo because once I saw that face off, I ain't gonna lie, if I was Bud, I'd be a little nervous, bro. I thought Bud at least had a little bit of a height, just a little tiny bit of a height advantage. Nah, Canelo looks solid. And he was in there with his boxing shoes on too. So that means that's the size he's going to be in the ring when he's fighting him. But he looks solid. I ain't going to lie to you. He's still shorter than him, but he is like twice the man of Crawford. Like, he looked like I'm talking mass-wise. I don't see if he's throwing body shots like that. I think Canelo was preparing for this Crawford fight. That's why he took the Skull fight. I think so, if I'm being honest. Like, I think he's been preparing for this fight. That's why he took the Skull fight, to see if he could catch Skull, you know, set him up with some traps and whatever. Maybe he could think about, you know, maybe he'd be able to handle Crawford's punches power, because I think he can handle the punching power now. I think it's more of the skill, because, you know, Canelo's